All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to NEDARC Tech Talks. We are absolutely thrilled to have so many of our EMSC managers with us today. I'm Jane, and here in the room from NEDARC, we have Eddie, who is going to be co-presenting with me today. We've got Braden, who's going to be monitoring the chat. Patty and Mike have joined us. And let's go ahead and just review our group norms. Remember that we all bring something different to the table each time we come, so all skill levels are welcome. Participation is encouraged over the phone and in the chat. Be sure if you're on the phone to press mute and not hold so that we keep the line clear. And new to our group norms are that video sharing is optional. If you want to share your screen, say hello from your home office, that's great. If you don't want to, that's okay. Just remember that we are recording, and we will post recordings on our website as well as our YouTube channel. It's always a good time at Tech Talk, so we're excited to try new things and have fun. So today is part 2 of our MS Sway series, creating engaging and dynamic reports. And we're just curious if you want to type yes or no in the chat box about whether or not you actually tried a Sway for yourself. It's at sway.office.com. And Braden is going to put the link to our previous Tech Talk. So whether you're here for the first time or you joined us last time, you can review that material. And I'm going to do a quick little review here first as well before we really get into things. So I'm going to go down here to our table of contents. We're going to go back to our home screen. And if you remember last time, we were editing a 2020 national report. We were trying to think of better ways that we could kind of utilize reporting uniquely, that had some little elements like videos and images and pictures. And I just want to first mention that we're in storyline right here, which means that we're in edit mode. So we're gonna be editing this today. And I want to remind everyone about the concept of cards. Cards are what help us to create unique content. And right here, every sway will start with the title card. And then you can add other types of cards. So here we have, if you remember, our header card. And underneath the header card, we have a text card. And then we also have an image card right here that we did. And just to add a card, remember we've got a plus sign that we click on right here. And it gives us lots of options. So here's our heading, our text, image cards. Sometimes we can stack things, upload things from our computer. Gives us different type of media content that we can use, as well as grouping that Eddie will be talking about a little bit later today. And I'm just going to insert an image card just as a reminder. Sway will populate search options based on the text that you inserted previously into your Sway, just to help you out. And say, for example, I wanted another picture that was related to EMS agencies. I could click on that. And you'll note that it pulls up Creative Commons pictures right here. You don't have to use Creative Commons, but certainly we like to check that to make sure that we're using free material. And you can click on an image, and you can either click on the add button, or you can just take the picture and drag it right over here like that. Now I'm not going to use this picture, so I'm going to click here. Remember, if we want to delete a card, we can click on it right here and put it in the trash. And we also talked last time as well with our cards that you could embed PDF information or upload things from your computer. And again, just a quick reminder, that is a simple click on the plus sign. We can upload. It'll open up some options. We could click on a PDF or any number of things here and click on open. I'm not going to do that right here because we're going to be adding to this. And before we do, what I want to do is make a copy of this particular Sway. And the reason I want to make a copy of it, it's always a good idea to make a copy, just because sometimes you have different stakeholders, a different audience, and you want to keep the original template or design of something that you're working on. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to click on these 3 dots on the top right here. And before I make a copy, does anybody have any questions about cards, about uploading things? Braden, let me know if we have any questions, but I'm going to make a duplicate copy of this. And you click on this right here, and then you're going to click on duplicate this sway. And it'll say, you know, okay, we've got this copy right here. You can change the name of it if you want. I could put new right here if I wanted to. You know, I could do any number of things, and I could duplicate it.
Hey, Jane. I think we lost your audio, Jane.
Are you there?
There you are. We can hear you now.
Okay, sorry about that.
Back. That was weird.
Yeah, that is unusual. Sorry about that. So just saying that we have our copy now that we're going to be working from and making edits to and adding things to. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at templates. You can use different templates for what we have here. Right now, this is what the template looks like. We've got National Report to EMS Agencies. You can scroll down. Who do we survey? More than 16,000 EMS agencies surveyed. And before, we had it kind of in a slide orientation. I'm going to show you how we change these things around here. So I'm going to go to Edit, and then we're going to click on Design. Design is where we find this Styles icon. And we're going to click on Styles, and we have a preview screen here. And we can change this around. If we have vertical orientation, we're going to be able to scroll, and it gives us a little more control of what we see. If we click on horizontal, we see part of a card, or we see, you know, a card and then the beginning of another card. And then when we scroll, it moves us to another view of a whole card plus part of another one. So it's almost like a sneak peek each time you click on the scrolling down at the bottom. And then if we have slides, which is kind of where we initially had started this last time, you see an entire slide of things. We have, you know, one piece or one card that's visible on the screen. Now you can click on Remix. I'm not going to click on Remix, but if you click on Remix, it'll change the fonts, it'll change the coloring based on just randomization that Sway will throw in there just to see if you like it or not. You can also customize it with your own colors, topography, and textures, or there's a bunch of pre-made templates down here. You can arrow right or left and kind of look through different templates they have available. I'll just click on one of these to show you what that looks like. So if I were to go here and do, you know, this template, it puts a black background behind my text so that it pops a little bit more. And on the title card, it changes from color to black and white. You can see the font changes also. And there's lots and lots of different options for templates. Another template option, if you're more interested in something like changing a background so that it has a unique pattern, something like this. You can see how it'll put patterns and it kind of maintains the same coloring and pattern throughout. So it's really fun to play with. I suggest you go in and try it for yourself. I'm going to go ahead and just hit the back arrow though, because I want to undo what I did before and get back to where we were initially. Let's see if this is the right one. And I will mention that the undo and redo arrows have kind of a little bit of a shelf life. Sway likes to save things as you do them. And so if you're clicking around quite a bit, it'll only remember about, you know, 5 or 6 things that you did before it won't let you go back or forward any further. So just remember that and be careful with that. So I'm going to keep this on slide view, and I'm going to click out of it now. And we should be able to see what we did. So we had, who did we survey? More than 16,000 agencies. What were the results? We have our report here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to storyline because we're going to go into edit mode. And you can see that I created some new cards already. I created a heading card that says, why do we survey EMS agencies? I created a text card to answer that question to improve pre-hospital care for children. And then I also added several picture cards just for interest. You know, if this is all about children, let's show some pictures of some children. I think that would be really great. So I have pictures here, I have pictures here, I have pictures here, and then lots of different kids. Now, something to note is sometimes you have a vertical picture right here. And when you play it, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna click on my table of contents and go here. Sometimes when we play it, the pictures don't quite look the same way. Sometimes these things right here are cut off, and I'm going to show you what that looks like and how to fix it. Go back into edit mode. So right here, if you click on a card, you can click on focus points. And focus points will show you that you can click on the entire image so that the entire image is always seen, or you can unclick that and you can click on just areas that you want to focus on. And you can see down here that if you have a horizontal picture, or if Sway decides to place it horizontally, then this will be the focus area and everything else will be kind of cut out of it. So you can definitely play around with this area, make it bigger, make it smaller, and tell Sway what you want it to do. Or you can just click on the entire image right there. And whenever you're done deciding what you want to do, just click on exit and it will apply it to the card. Now, another piece of visual interest are videos. And it's really fun to do videos in Sway. If you got my invitation that I sent to you via email, there's a link in there to a Sway invitation that actually has video from YouTube in there. We are going to show you right now. I'm going to show you how to do that. You're going to click on this plus sign right here, and you're going to go into media, and you're going to click on video. And again, Sway is going to be populating possible search things that you might want to search for based on previous text that you entered in here. But I'm actually going to go down to the suggested drop-down menu, and I'm going to click the drop-down arrow, and I'm going to go to YouTube. And I'm going to type in a search for a video I'm aware of called EMS Annual Data Collection 2019. I click on that, and there's my video. That's from our YouTube channel, and I can either add it right here, or again, I can drag the video over here, but I'm just going to click on add. And it adds the video to my Sway. So let's take a look at what this looks like now that I've added pictures and I've added a video here. Again, we've got our intro, who we surveyed. I'm going to go through this a little bit quickly. Had our PDF. Why do we survey EMS agencies? To improve pre-hospital care for children. And then I've got some really cute videos of kids here. And then click on the video for more information. We click here. Now, if you want to adjust your volume really quickly, either on your computer or on your phone, I try to make sure that this wouldn't blast anybody's hearing, but I'm going to click on play so that you can hear what it sounds like.
Every year across the United States, EMS responds to more than 25 million
Hopefully you can hear it going.
However,
I'm not
less
sure if
than
you can. Braden, can you hear it?
calls represent encounters with children. Because many EMS...
We can hear it.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's working.
Okay. Okay, I just clicked on pause there. So it's
just
really
15 minutes, Jane.
great. So, and that's perfect because Eddie is going to now talk to us about grouping and sharing and collaborating, as well as how to get things out there on social media. So take it away, Eddie. Eddie, are you on mute?
I am. I just lost my MSWay login, so I'm gonna have to stop sharing for a moment while I sign in again. So pardon me for a moment.
That's okay. And if any of you joined us late, if you want to share with us in the chat whether or not you attempted a sway, and whether you liked it or not, that's okay too. Braden, do we have any questions while we're waiting?
Free to hop in there if you got anything.
All right.
It would be like 30 seconds before I can go back
That's
in.
okay. That's okay. It has been a lot of fun to play with Sway. Like I said, if you haven't checked your inbox yet for an invitation from me, there is a sample in there of an invitation to Tech Talks that has a recording by popular request from Maine. So check it out. Shows video. It shows you know, some animated images in there. It's got lots of different things you can do with templates and pictures that are a lot of fun. So.
And I'm back in, everyone.
All right.
Okay, so thank you, Jane, for that intro and recap. And we're gonna keep working on this. So I'm gonna. So we are here in the same page that Jane was showing you, and what I want to focus on for a little bit are the concept of grouping cards. Now, we talked about cards earlier. Group cards are another type of card, but they're used a little bit different. They are really used to organize and keep items together visually that are of interest. And like you've seen throughout, there are many options and multiple ways to present your group cards, but the options are really based on the types of groupings you have. So if you have a combination of pictures and videos, you're going to have certain groupings that are available. If you have all pictures, you're going to have certain groupings, but I'll demonstrate that in a moment. So the way you modify group cards or create group cards is you start in storyline on your MSWay, and you go all the way down to the bottom, and we pretend that we're going to add new content here. On the far right, there is a group option. And here you can see that there are 5 different options for the type of group cards. There's automatic, which is to some extent the best, MSWay's best interpretation of what is appropriate for what you have there. There's a grid system, a comparison, you know, side to side. There's a stack, and a type of slideshow that can be added. But again, remember that depending on the combination of group, video, the type of embedded file you have, you're going to have certain options. You're not going to have other options. The most intuitive way, though, that I work with group cards is after I have a presentation and I kind of add the finishing touches to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get out of here, and we're going to work on this section that Jane was showing us a moment ago. Now, if you remember from our first talk, if you joined us, a section is defined by this header here. Why do we survey EMS agencies? So under this section, it encompasses all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, this text card, and this header card. That's considered one section. We also have what is called a header card, which is the one that organizes the main idea and everything that is under it. Think about it as main bullet point and all the sub bullets. Now, when working with group cards, you cannot modify this heading card. So what we did is we created a text card that will be allowed to be grouped. Now, hopefully everyone is following, and if you have any questions, put it in the chat and I'll try to clarify. But we might end up clarifying it right now. So now, what I want to do for this next one is I want to group my text card and these 5 image cards that I have here. So the way you do this is you first select one of the cards. I like starting from the bottom because it's a lot easier. You can see that a green outline has kind of shown up on this card. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this empty box here and just select it. It's telling me now that the card has been selected. I'm going to select the next one by left clicking, and it's going to select it as well. I'll keep clicking for all the cards that I want to group. Group that, group that, group that. And finally, we're going to group our text card so it can be included as part of that group. So now that I've selected those 6 cards, you're going to select this group button here. And now on the right side, if you can follow that along, you have 3 different options for the group type. You have an automatic, a stack, and a grid. Again, I'll repeat it again. Depending on your grouping selection, you're not going to have all 5. You might have 2, you might have 3, or you might even have just 1. It really does depend. So let's try the automatic to see how that looks. So I'm going to press the automatic. All you have to do is click it, and I'm going to press play to see how that looks. Now, for the sake of efficiency, I'm going to use this little button here that helps me navigate a different section. It's kind of like a table of contents. So I'm going to select number 3, which is where our cards are stored. So we have the Why Do We Survey EMS Agencies, which is our header card. We have the text to the left. And if I keep clicking, we have the other 3 pictures. So that's the automatic. So let's say that I really don't like this one. So I'm going to press escape to get out of this preview and go back to the back end of MSWay. So let's say that I want to regroup these into something else. Now on the left side, it tells me that that this section here is grouped automatically. I can click this area here, and it selects all the cards that are currently grouped. And all I have to do is select group type, and I can change it to stack now. Let's try that one. So now we'll press play and see how stack looks. Again, for easy navigation, I'll go down to the right here. I'll select number 3, and we're here again. Why Do We Survey? And now this is a stack. And if you recall, Jane's first MSWay had a little bit of this. And you can go scroll through each picture. I like stack. I think it's really pretty, but it can be a little confusing because you have to click through to actually see everything. So it's not my preferred one, but I think it looks really cool. So I'm going to press escape, and I'm going to try out the last one. Now for the last one, again, now you see on the left side that it says group stack. I can click here, and I can select group type. Another way that you can also do this is you can go down here and you can select this one, this little box, which is the first one, and this one, and it selects your whole section. You can do it either way. The reason you would do it down here would be to ungroup everything if you didn't want them to be associated anymore. But we'll go ahead and just choose group type, and we'll try grid as our last one. So we'll press play, and let's see how that looks. Again, we'll navigate with these sections here because it makes it a lot faster. Why Do We Survey? To improve pre-hospital care for children. And you have 5 nice pictures there. And let's say really that at the end of the day, you didn't like any of them. We're gonna go back to automatic. That's the one that we're gonna stick with. And you saw how that looked already, so we'll stick with that. Again, now you can always know how a card is grouped by just looking at the left side. If you need to ungroup everything, you can start down here, click this, click that, click these 2, and you can, well, see, I'm getting lost now. You can click here, oops. See, it's not letting me do it now, but. So sometimes you have to select all of them to ungroup. We'll click all of them here. And then we can ungroup or group. And we're gonna leave them grouped for now, but the reason you would wanna know what an ungroup is if you're shifting some of your cards around. So we're gonna leave it as is, and that is grouping. Again, grouping takes a moment, so please be patient with that. And now with the few minutes remaining that I have, I just want to show you one last thing here. I want to show you about collaborating and sharing. once you're ready to go, you can share. Okay, so Patty's asking, why would you want to use grouping again? So grouping will want to be used for visually combining different cards into one idea, and that would be your main reason. It's really just to organize many different cards into one. We have about 5 minutes remaining. I'm going to show you one last thing, and then we're going to open it up for Q&A. Now, if you are working with other colleagues on this, one thing you can do is you can click these 3 dotted lines and you can export to PDF or to Word document. I like exporting it to Word so that my other colleagues can review it, and then I like making those changes. Also, you can also share this and edit. You can give your colleagues this link, and they can use their own Outlook account, and they can edit the document directly. One consideration with that is that if you give them that, they can edit your document directly and make changes. And as Jane said earlier, you're not really able to go back as easily to an earlier document. So you might want to give them a duplicate if you're sharing across many people. And finally, when you're ready to go, you can go and you can send it in different places. You can use the link. You can create a visual link that you can embed an email, or you can use some of these different platforms like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and embed code. For example, for Twitter, for Facebook, it sends you to the Facebook page, and you can send the document to different places. But I do want to leave some time for the last few minutes remaining, just for some questions that you might have regarding this. I'm kind of showing you the last product here and what we came up with. So if you want to add anything to the chat that we can clarify in the last minutes remaining, we're happy to do that.
Oh, go ahead, Braden.
No, you're good.
Yeah, and that's the data that Jane shared.
Yeah. So, and Eddie and I will share the link to this particular template that we did, that we've been working on together, just so that you can view it and see it, if you like to see what it looks like. And yeah, if anybody has any questions, we'll take those now.
Yeah, and while folks are thinking about their questions, one last thing that I mentioned is sometimes you only want you only want a newsletter to be active for so long. So you can always share, and you can always reset the link here on the bottom. And that means that people won't be able to access your MSWay anymore. That's if you only want people to have access for a limited amount of time. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing, and then if anybody has any questions, we can answer those in the last minutes remaining.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to check the chat again real quick.
Yeah, and the one other thing to keep in mind is what we were showing you today was the free version of MSWay. There is a paid version that you can decide to use. It gives you an ability to add more videos, more pictures, and it also allows you to password protect your document. That is another option that you have. We've been fine with this free version through Microsoft, but that is something that you can also consider.
And it really is a lot of fun to play with. It's pretty easy once you kind of get into a flow of things, and just basically remember the structure that we've gone over in part 1 as well as part 2, with card title, heading, text cards, image cards. You can do video cards and then add text to each one of those if you like.
Yeah. Well,
last opportunity here for any questions. It looks like we're actually out of time, but we're going to just issue the same challenge again. Go ahead and go to sway.office.com. Log in with your Microsoft account or your Hotmail, your Office 365 account, your Outlook. Get in there, have some fun. Send us what you do. Just you know, with what you have for a draft or a template. As your TAs, we're always here to help you. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And we hope you join us next month. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye-bye.